How's it going, everybody? So today I want to talk about the Acacia Pearl S. I got this product as well as the Fellow Stag kettle for Christmas last year, and so I've been using it very, very regularly. I mean, basically anytime I've been home. There's been a few times here and there that I run out of coffee, but besides that, I have been using this on a very, very regular basis, and I'd love to give my thoughts on it. But before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you so much to people who are commenting. I love the dialogue, I love talking shop about coffee, and so please keep it coming. It's absolutely one of my favorite parts about making these videos. Now, when I got this scale, I had been using a very cheap, like $20 food scale before using this, and oh my gosh, it was... The absolute transformation of the experience was amazing. The guesswork was just so removed from trying to get the ratios just right, because this thing is accurate to 1/10 of a gram. I can literally breathe on this scale and it changed the weight. That's how sensitive this thing is. And my other food scale, it was cheap, and the batteries died kind of fast and then spontaneously, so all of a sudden you'd be brewing a cup of coffee, and you know these things never die at a convenient point, and so it was always such a sad experience when that happened. So when I got this new scale, it absolutely transformed the game. There are so many different settings and things that in general will just help you get better at brewing coffee. There's actually a setting that will show you your flow rate, so how many grams per second you're pouring, to kind of let you know, like, hey, you're being a little heavy-handed, or hey, you're being a little uneven with your pour. And it can actually train you to be a little bit more consistent, which is not something I was expecting my food scale to do for me, is to actually help me get better brewing coffee. I would say the question about this scale isn't whether or not it is a great quality product. I would say, is the Model S worth it compared to the standard Acacia Pearl? Because there's some bells and whistles that aren't on the Pearl, that are on the Pearl S, but are those tools that you're actually going to use when it comes to actually spending more money to get that product? Because both scales are equally accurate. There isn't a scale that's more accurate than the other, so fundamentally as a scale, they are both equal in quality. But it's just some of the accessories and display options and things like that that start to kind of create that difference between the two. The first difference is capacity. You can get like 70 ounces of liquid just accurately measured on top of the Acacia Pearl, and you can get about 105 ounces accurately weighed on the Acacia Pearl S. This means nothing to me. Just as a home brewer who's not trying to put a bunch of, I'm not trying to do this in bulk. I'm making a morning cup of coffee, maybe coffee for two. So this is really not a major deal to me at all. Another difference, which I would say maybe is more noticeable for me, is that the display is different. You can actually, the way the display is set up on the Acacia Pearl S is it can display words where the Acacia Pearl can't. Another difference is that there is a flow rate indicator on the Acacia Pearl, but there's actually like almost a practice mode on the Acacia Pearl S that will give you exactly how many grams of water you're using per second. And I've used that a few times. I don't always use it, I'll be totally honest, but it is a really neat feature that I think was very helpful. And maybe one of my favorite features about the Acacia Pearl S as opposed to the Acacia Pearl. Besides that, there's a couple little things like being able to download recipes on it and follow a guide on the Acacia Pearl S. Things that honestly, I've never used. There's a lot of these accessories that are really amazing, but I've never really taken full advantage of because it's just not as relevant to my morning coffee experience. I'm sure I could use them and I would enjoy it if I did, but it's just nothing that really has fit when it comes to my morning routine. So to wrap up the comparison between the Acacia Pearl and the Acacia Pearl S, the major selling point for me would definitely be kind of the display / the indicator for flow rate. That is just, to me, that was one of my favorite features that I got to use, that I wouldn't have been able to if I just had the Acacia Pearl. But is it worth the cost if you're just going out to buy and upgrade your scale? I don't know. You'd have to be the judge. If you think you already have like a steady hand when it comes to your pour and your flow rate, maybe you don't really need that indicator as much. But if you have the money to spend, then I say go for it. Maybe you'll use the features that I don't, who knows? And as far as upgrading your coffee setup goes, I would put this at a second underneath the grinder. Man, oh man, you want a really good grinder. That's like, if there's an ultimate selling, like if I were to be a salesperson of the coffee setup, the thing I would have to say is get a good grinder, like a nice one, if you can. But underneath that, I would say second place would be the food scale. Like to get a really good, very accurate, just something you don't have to fight. You know what I mean? Something that you don't have to like try to kind of get a ballpark estimate of. Something that's steady, consistent, and easy to use. So all in all, this thing has stood the test of time very, very well, and I would recommend this product to anybody. And again, I don't have any experience in other high-end food scales, and I don't really know I can't really compare them because, I'm not gonna go out and just buy a second scale just for the sake of comparing. But yeah, I've had a great experience with this product, and I think that you would as well. But let me know in the comments if you have had great experiences with other stuff, other food scales, or if there's another brand that maybe I've never even heard of before. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and whatever you're doing and wherever you are, I hope you're drinking excellent coffee, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.